Everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So here today we are going to be looking at the Plasmodesmata and the gap junction and the Middle Lamella. So the gap junction and the Plasmodesmata are very similar, but one distinct difference is that firstly the gap junction is found in animal cells while the Plasmodesmata is found in the plant cell. So you might just recognize by the word Plasmodesmata, it's beginning with P, so link it with being found in plants. Then the gap junction is found in animals. So their functions are very similar. First, let's begin by defining what our plasmodesmata is. So by definition, plasmodesmata are defined as small mini channels that connect two adjacent cells. So plasmodesmata is able to allow two adjacent cells to be able to communicate, and also the transfer of substances, or rather very small ions. So as you can see, there is the movement of ions like that entering the other more like cell. So two adjacent cells which have to be plant cells, the plasmodesmata is more like this part that is able to penetrate through the cell wall. They are able to connect two adjacent cells and allow substances to be transferred via that. Not only that, they also allow two cells to be able to communicate. So our review. So we are saying that plasmodesmata are small minute channels that allows the transfer and the transport of substances between two adjacent cells, or rather two cells that are next to each other. Similarly, so this is an example of the gap junction. So they are called gap junctions because simply, if this is our cell number 1 and our cell number 2, it's more like there is a gap in between them, like that. So now due to that, they are called gap junction. So now when we look at gap junction, they are simply defined as tiny channels between animal cells that let small molecules and ions pass directly from one cell to the other. So they allow substances to pass from one cell to the other. So let's say the substances are here. So these substances can be able to move to another cell via the gap junction. So this is our gap junction where the small ions have passed or have reached, then they can pass to another cell like that. So gap junctions more like help substances to pass with ease, and also increases the speed at which substances are transferred from one cell to another. Gap junctions are made of proteins. So as you can see, these are proteins which we are going to be calling connexins. So connexins are more like just one protein like that. Then when they bundle up together, they are going to be called a connexon. So a connexon is more like this whole thing. This is a bundle that is made up of a protein which we are going to call the connexin, which when they come together, they will form what we are going to call the connexon. So reviewing our definition, so we are saying that gap junction are tiny specialized channels between animal cells that allows the transfer of substances, small substances for that matter, such as ions, between two cells. So they are able to allow substances to be able to pass through like that. Our Middle Lamella, however, is more like this substance that is found in between two adjacent cells. Adjacent cells simply means to say cells that are next to each other. So the function of this cell is to more like act as a super glue, What it does is that it holds two cells together. So when two adjacent cells, we do not want them to be separated. The middle lamella is there to more like act as a super glue that prevents them from being separated. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you would like, subscribe, and follow for more. See you in the next tutorial.